Hey, what's up? This is Antwon here. Now for this video, I'm taking a look at two pairs of shoes which I think make a great basic techwear shoe. So if you're relatively new to techwear like myself, then when someone says techwear shoe to you, the first thing you may well think of is the Nike Presto Acronym collab from last year. So these ones were insanely hyped a little bit after they came out, and they all got bought up, and now people are charging silly money for them. Well, if you don't want to get absolutely mugged off by some B-Tech reseller, then I have an alternative in the form of the two pairs of shoes here, the Nike Air Presto Utility Mid and the Nike Air Presto Utility Low. So these come with a lot of the same look as the Acronym Presto, a little bit toned down of course, but without that massive price tag. So I picked up both of these pairs of shoes for around £70 about 3 months ago, which is a pretty good deal, and maybe a fifth of what you might be charged for Acronym Prestos? So yeah, pretty mad difference in price, but a lot of the same looks. The mids especially really do have that techwear look. You know, these zips on the side here, pretty cool, similar to the Acronym version. The little pull tabs on the front and the back. It's got the cage with these kind of like textured laces going over the top, which I really like. And of course, blacked out as well. The lows are pretty much identical in terms of their general construction. So this upper section here is made from what Nike calls synthetic leather. To be honest, it's not really very leathery at all, you know, emphasis much on the synthetic rather than the leather. It's a kind of strange plasticky, possibly kind of polyurethane type material. And then this part of the upper here, under where the laces are, this is a lot softer, a lot more supple, going to be a lot more comfortable for your feet. This is kind of closer to a neoprene type material. So some technical looking materials being used in these shoes, and it certainly makes them look the part from a techwear perspective. But do these actually have any kind of performance, or are these just for show? Now these for me are really the first two pairs of shoes that really I feel they look like a proper techwear shoe in terms of performance. You know, I've got a couple of pairs of Y3s already, and yes, they certainly have that kind of techwear aesthetic in terms of those interesting materials being used, but they're not really designed for performance at all. In fact, they even come with a card in the box that's like, by the way guys, these are like cool fashion shoes, don't try and use these for anything because they're not designed for that. Whereas these definitely look like they have some kind of wind resistance or water resistant properties. So instead of just saying, oh, these look like they're pretty cool, techwear shoe, 10 out of 10, I thought I would actually give these a proper test so you guys can see, are these actually kind of water resistant at all, or are these pretty much just for show? So first off, I thought I'd give these a little test with the hose. So I went outside with a pair of these on and grabbed the hose, gave myself a quick hose down whilst wearing them. I did that for around about 10 seconds and then left them to stand for about a minute. After that minute, I then took the shoes off and then had a little check of how much water had actually got through to my sock. I think this is going to give you an okay test of real world performance in these. Okay, you're probably not going to go hosing your feet down, but you might be walking around in the rain for quite a while, and this test kind of is designed to simulate that. So as you can see, I've taken my shoe off now, and there is a little bit of water on my sock, but considering the soaking that I gave these shoes, it's actually a pretty small amount. So it seems like where the water actually came through was around this join here and towards this more neoprene-like section towards the top, as opposed to around the bottom here. And to be honest, if you're walking around in the rain in these, that is where most water is most likely to be landing. So it looks pretty good for these, to be honest. I think if you gave a lot of shoes like this a soak, it would probably seep through way more than it has in these. So to me, these have already proved that they have some kind of decent performance in outdoor weather. This test alone, I think, shows that these shoes have definitely better water resistant properties than most sneakers on the market, to be honest. I think had I done this with almost anything else that I own, they would have totally soaked through very quickly and I would have got a rather soggy foot. So one thing this test seemed to show is that the toe section here, this synthetic leather, was pretty much impervious to water. We already know that this upper section here is perhaps a little bit of a weak point. Maybe over time some water is going to come through on this upper section here. But what about a more thorough test of this synthetic leather upper section over the toes here? Is this totally waterproof? Or, you know, after a little while, is this going to seep through? My second test is basically a kind of simplified version of the IP waterproofing test. So I submersed these in water for about 3 minutes to test if any water would come through around this toe cap section here. To test this very easily, I stuffed these with some multi-purpose cleaning cloths, so if any water did come through here, it would be very visible on the cloths and very easy to tell. So after a solid 3 minutes of dunking, let's check out exactly how these performed. I took the cleaning cloths out of here. On the first one, there was no water at all. As you can see, there is absolutely no water on this cloth either. So I really was impressed with this result, to be honest. I did not expect these to be totally impervious to water after a period of 3 minutes submersion. I think that really does blow probably 99% of other sneakers out of the water in terms of their water resistant capabilities. So for me, that definitely wins the Presto Utility Mids and the Presto Utility Lows some big points, especially from a Techwear perspective. You want shoes which don't only look good and kind of look technical and like there's a lot going on, but also to have that performance as well. And these, safe to say, definitely do have that. So for that reason, if you're like me, you want to pick up your first kind of basic or staple Techwear shoe, I really can't recommend these enough. They're cheap, they look really good, they have decent performance in wet weather as well, and they're also incredibly comfy, especially the lows. This neoprene really does hug your foot quite nicely. I went true to size in these, and yeah, absolutely perfect fit. These are actually one of the most comfortable shoes I own right now. So yeah, definitely recommended on pretty much all fronts. So that's pretty much been everything. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video. It was a bit of fun to make, getting to like give these little hose and like dunking them and stuff. I think most of the time people are not really going to bother doing like real world tests of shoes like this. So I think it was quite a new thing to do. So yeah, I enjoyed it for that reason. Hopefully that came through in the video. Thanks very much for watching. I'll have more Techwear type videos coming up in the future, so keep an eye out for those, and I will catch you in the next one. As a little additional thing, I would like to say thank you very much if you're one of the people who has subscribed. We recently hit 500 subscribers, which I think is really, really cool. I didn't kind of expect that to happen, so that was really nice. I know for a lot of YouTubers, subscribers are just kind of a number, but each one is like a person that's kind of watched one of my videos and then be like, hey, they were kind of cool, I think I'll watch some more of those. So for me, I'm really glad that people have kind of been enjoying these videos and would like to see more. I'm going to put some links around here somewhere to more videos if you want to check those out. And if you're one of those people that's watching these videos and you haven't subscribed yet, then maybe you should do that. It'll be there or there somewhere. I'll figure it out.